All right, boys and girls, we are going to do another math mini lesson. This week we have been talking about adding tens. That was a kind of hard lesson for us because we had to stand those problems up, and there were a lot of them had tens and ones, and some of the two-digit numbers didn't have any ones, but they did have tens. Today we're going to do subtracting tens, okay? Now we are not going to stand these problems up like we did the addition problems. They are going to be using 10 frames in your assignment, okay? Now what I do want to show you is what you're going to see in your assignment. You're going to see something that looks similar to this. Okay, so you are going to see those 10 frames. Now, when I'm doing it on my little whiteboard here, I'm not going to have the time to draw all the circles and do all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a rectangle, and inside of that rectangle, you are going to see the number 10. Just like this, okay? So just like on your assignment, you're going to see a filled in 10 frame. Mine is going to be filled in, but we're going to pretend that there are circles, and I am going to just put the number 10. So in all of my rectangles, we're going to pretend that these are filled in rectangles or filled in 10 frames, okay? So this is just another way of seeing tens, okay? So we're used to that. Now you're going to see a big set of 10 frames that are filled in. And then at the bottom, you're going to see a subtraction problem that has some missing numbers that you're going to have to fill in, okay? So let's think about subtraction. Remember, when we're subtracting, something is being taken away, okay? So I want you to think about that. Also, when we're subtracting, the biggest number comes first, okay? When we're subtracting, the biggest number goes first. When you are subtracting, biggest number goes first, biggest number goes first, biggest number goes first when you are subtracting. So just remember that when you're subtracting, your biggest number goes first because that's what you began with. That's what you started with. And we can't take away from something if it's not already big. I can't take a bigger number from another number. It has to start with a big number, and then we take some away, and then that last number is what we have left, okay? So let's always think about that. So I'm going to write the word left up under this last blank because that's what we have left. And then this is going to be our big number. So I'm going to write the number big right there. That's going to be our big number. So let's look at our picture. And we're going to pretend that these are filled in 10 frames. So let's see how many 10 frames there are, okay? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, do you think I can just write the number 6 right here and I'm done? No, because that wouldn't be the biggest number because 20 is bigger than 6, so that couldn't be correct. So remember, just like we would do it before when we're doing 10 frames, we're going to count by 10. So let's see how many tens there are, how many 10 frames we have total. So we know there's 6 10 frames, but we need to figure out what that big number is. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we have 60 dots, or pretending we have 60 things. So 60 goes right here. And that does make sense because our big number is right here, okay? Now we have 60 and we're going to take away 20. Now if you notice, 60 doesn't have any ones, 20 doesn't have any ones. So then we're going to take away 2 of these 10s. Now 2 of these 10s is the same as saying 20 because let's just say I'm going to go ahead and take away 2 10s. 1, 2. And you might be thinking, well, where did you get that 2 from? Well, we need to take away 20. So that means I need to take away how many 10s? The first one is the 10s. I'm going to take away 2 10s. And I don't have any ones to begin with, so there's nothing to really take away. So when I take away these two tens, that's the same as saying I'm taking away 20. 10, 20. Now we need to see how many tens do we have left. Well, we have these tens left. So we could do it more than one way. I could say how many tens are left. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 tens left. How many ones are left? I don't see any ones, so we're going to put a 0. We have 40. Or I could just count by tens. How many are there left? 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay? So let's do another one. So this is not too bad, but we're going to do another one just so we can get used to it. Okay? All right, let's see. Let me do some more. Let's see what we got. I'm going to draw my tens, and we're going to pretend that these rectangles are filled in, or our 10 frames are filled in. I'm just going to put the number 10 inside of them. Okay, let's see, almost done. All right, let's see what we have. And then let me give you a number sentence. Let's do 30. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this. Remember, this is our number that is missing. When we're subtracting, the biggest number goes first. So I'm going to write the word big right there. And then we know we're taking away 30, or we're taking away 3 tens. And then we don't know how many are left. We're going to find that out. So I'm going to write the word left right there. All right, so let's see how many we started out with. How many filled in 10 frames there are. I can do this more than one way. I can count by tens, or I can see how many tens there are, and then I can write that number down, and then I can see how many ones there are, and then write that number down, and then those two numbers will make a 2-digit number. So let's do it both ways. Let's count by 10 first. So let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So there are 80 here. Or I can say, how many tens do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 tens. Ooh. There are 8 tens. And then how many ones? There are no ones, 0. So we write 0. So 8 tens and 0 ones gives me 80. Okay. So we started out with 80. Okay. Or 8 tens and 0 ones. That's our big number. Now we're going to take away 30. Or we are going to take away 3 tens. So let's take away 3 tens. 1, that's going bye-bye. 2, that's going bye-bye. 3, that's going bye-bye. So we just took away 30, 10, 20, 30. Or we took away, that's the same as saying we took away 3 tens. Okay? Now let's see how many are left. Let's do it both ways. Let's see how many tens we have first, and then ones, and then we'll put it together to get a digit. So how many tens are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many ones are there? There are 0 ones. So that makes 50. And then we can always check our answer and count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay? So this is just another way to subtract tens. And none of these problems had any ones. So this is not so hard like it was with our adding. Okay? So I hope you understand, and I will see you for our next math lesson.